Okay, I forgot who counts us in on this show for a second. I started going with them. Welcome to the Scoreboard Addicts podcast. I'm Nick, and with me, as always, is TJ, who's hammered, and Anthony, the Rook.
I'm back on the top, baby. Let's go.
Back on the top, but still last and still lead. So here we are again. Another week, another exhilarating time to be alive in the sporting world right now. We've got a hot wild card race in the AL. We've got week 4 of the NFL coming up on us. With the Ryder Cup is now over. Preseason hockey's going on. There's a lot moving and shaking in the sporting community right now. So where do you guys want to start off this week? I think I'm looking at Rook and I can see it. I'm not sure if it's in his eyes or maybe in his shirt or his hat with all that American flag beauty. Maybe he wants to talk about the Ryder Cup.
We got to go Ryder Cup, baby. That was an incredible weekend of golf. I love team golf. There's nothing like the Ryder Cup, the President's Cup. Whenever those come around, I'm 100% glued to my TV, my phone, whatever. Get me any Ryder Cup content. I need it. I needed JT chugging beers in the first tee with Daniel Berger. I needed Brooks Koepka and Bryson hugging at the end. Xander with the huge stoke and Daniel Berger behind looking at him like, not Daniel Berger, it was Patrick Cantley, giving him like a look like, what the hell is going on? And he's just winking to the camera. It was incredible. Incredible weekend overall. USA comes home. And if you guys know, obviously, the way I'm dressed, I love my country. If it's anything USA versus the world, Europe, if it's just USA, I don't care what sport it is, I'm 100% on board with watching it and rooting for America. Women's basketball, too. I love the 3-on-3 women's basketball won gold at the Olympics. I watched that. I didn't care. USA.
How do you feel about it?
People.
T, were you rooting for Europe?
God, no. What am I, a douchebag? I am a douchebag, but I'm not a stupid douchebag.
Complete domination. 19
I just got to say, as a struggling Florida State Seminoles fan, I'm glad we finally got a win somewhere.
Dude, listen, if you wanted to pump up golf to the average sports fan, somebody that doesn't play golf, doesn't give a flying shit about golf, that's the tournament to watch. I mean,
just pointed at himself.
Just the fact that that team format, it's a little bit of pairing the right people together to play best ball, and then picking your guy to go against whoever, matching up handicaps, matching up how a person may play a certain course, somebody's strengths, somebody's weaknesses. And I think Steve Stricker did an amazing job as team captain. He put together a hell of a team. And I mean, dude, you got Brooksy and Bryson hugging it out. Okay, after all the drama that was caused this year, not once but twice. Okay, having a good time.
That's what patriotism does.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Listen,
oh yeah,
playing on a team. Listen, and you know what? I appreciate Team Europe. They came here. They were nothing but humble. They didn't have the fans here this year because of COVID. There was a couple random Americans that were like, hey, yeah, let's root for Europe because, I don't know, we don't like America. Who the hell? I mean, maybe they're still bitter about the American Revolution. We'll never find out. But just the format and it's intense golf is essentially what it is, okay? These guys aren't playing for a $14 million purse. They're playing for the title. To stand there for 2 years with that cup, to celebrate as a team at the end. Okay, and like Rook said, you got people chugging beers on the first tee. Unless you're going to your local Muni course, you don't see that on the PGA. Okay,
Don Daly used to do it all the time. I don't know what you're talking about.
Shoffley sitting there smoking out Tony Finau. The whole interview, he's going like this, blowing friggin' Shoffley's smoke away from his face because Shoffley's like, "Yeah, I'm smoking a cigar. I just want to kiss my ass." Like,
yeah,
I'm gonna do what I want.
Spraying the champagne all over.
Yeah. Rook, how do you say that name?
Mouths.
How do you say that name, Rook?
Shoffley.
See, you said it was intense. I felt like I feel like that the match, having to play with a teammate actually kind of lowers the amount of tension it becomes more fun for the guys that are playing. I mean, yeah, obviously
I think
it's more fun when you win.
I think it increases it when you're playing best shot or alternate shot, rather, not really best ball, it's alternate shot. And you got to put that in the fairway because you don't want to screw over the next guy. I feel like it adds more pressure.
See, I feel like you vibe off. I feel like it's like if I'm batting behind you and you're running hot, I'm running hot. You know what I mean? Like you can't tell me right now that Stanton and Judge aren't vibing off each other right now because they're both doing well. Maybe not tonight, but in general. And I feel like in a pair, going out in a competition like the Ryder Cup, I feel like that's, oh, your guy hit one in front of me. Oh man, like I gotta follow suit. There's pressure, but it's good pressure. It's not I gotta beat the guy in front of me or next to me. It's that I want to do just as good as he does. And you just start vibing off each other and you feel good. And you're like, all right, let's go, man. It's better it's easier when you win. When it's neck and neck and it's really close and you're like, fuck, I don't want to lose this for my squad. That's tough. But I feel like, you go into a World Series game. If you guys are vibing, you got to feel good. You really do. You got to feel good going up there. I mean, it's the World Series. There's always pressure. In a Ryder Cup, there's always pressure. But when everybody's on all cylinders and you're all moving down, together, it's like in hockey, when you feel like you're skating together and you know where somebody's going to be without you, just feel good. Overall, there's tense. There's pressure. There's always pressure. You're a professional. There's always pressure, but you feel good. You don't feel like you can fail because everybody's firing. You know what I mean?
I will say,
and not to downplay that course. That's a tough course, man. Whistling Straits is no joke. It's a Pete Dye design. I mean, and just if you're into golf, you know that Pete Dye went there and had a flat piece of land and turned it into that immaculate course that he did with all those hills and the raised up greens and the creeks put in and the bunkers. I mean, you see some of those bunkers around the greens, and a lot of the fans are standing where the furthest bunkers around those greens are because, let's face it, professional golfers aren't us. So they're going to get it a lot closer than we can get it. But just knowing that if I played that course, I'd still be on hole number 3 right now.
I was on that ground to help make that.
A couple good moments, too, where they were fun were, one cool moment was Bryson on the first tee hitting green on a par 4.
Fantastic.
And then hitting the eagle. You had Jordan Spieth's ridiculous shot back onto the green. It was like it went further up in the air than it did distance wise.
Right.
And then he almost fell into the water.
Yes.
After doing it, which is crazy. And then just like the emotion from some of these guys, like Justin Thomas, Speed hits a huge putt. He's just like, come on, where's the crowd? I need the crowd up. I can't hear you. Like, it's just electric.
Doing a little happy.
What about Bryson's drive on that par 5, 417 yards?
Yeah.
Dude, he literally hit it over fans. Imagine that. Like, I shit the bed when I'm on a tee box trying to drive the ball and get it anywhere near the fairway. And he's like, oh, yeah, you guys over there, that whole crowd, I'm totally taking it over you.
That's the one you're talking about when he went.
He went off to the right, that the par 5 that goes left, then right, and then back left. It's literally like, it looks like a Z. And
his teammate took the short route.
Yeah, it's the long route because he had to carry that's 350 yards to get it over that wetlands crap just to get it to the fairway. And the guy drives a bomb, 417 yards. Given the wind was with him, all the things were lining up. But that's, again, I understand people don't like Bryson DeChambeau. They don't like the way he approaches the game, his science stuff, his statistics. I mean, that last day when he's sitting there pulling 3-wood on that short par 4, and everybody's like, oh, groaning. And he looks at the crowd and goes, guys, I'm still going for the green. Relax.
Yeah.
Like, that's amazing. Like, you're interacting with the fans as you're in the middle of this tournament against country versus friggin' continent.
Yeah. Another one last thing about the Ryder Cup before we move on from here. Did you see that bettor who bet all 12 singles matches and got every single one of them right and won over almost, I think won like $900,000, like almost $1 million. Because he even predicted the ties, which is like incredible.
Yeah.
Because you got to think about those matches are 3 ways always. So like there's always good odds. And if you pick a tie is even makes those odds even harder. I couldn't wait $8 to win 900.
Dude, I thought I was set when Morikawa was he was down 2 holes, I think 5 or 6 holes in that last day. And he was going off at plus 260. And I'm like, oh, this is a lock. And he climbs back and he goes up by 2. And then he ends up tying. I was so deflated.
Mm-hmm. That was one of those. He actually missed the putt to win it.
Yep.
But then because he got the half point, that's when the U.S. clinched it.
Which
is like a weird thing because it was a miss, but it was also celebration time.
Right. And listen, we got the record, 19 points.
Yeah, 19 points. And then Justin Johnson, 5-0. Incredible.
Listen, honestly, that guy, he's been pretty low-key and quiet this season.
Yeah.
But, I mean, right now, Rahm is world number 1. I think Dustin Johnson was world number 1 a year or 2 ago. Mm-hmm. But the U.S. team was just a stacked team going in.
Well, we saw that last week when we looked at we were like, wow, okay,
we're all favored.
Right. Well, they had world number one, and then everybody else was somewhere below the entire Team USA.
Now, do you think that's because players from Europe did not want to play, or
no? And that has nothing to do with it. The way they pick the teams is a lot of it is a ranking system on how you get in and like wins and stuff like that, how you did during the season, and then I think each team gets 3 or 4 captain's picks. Yeah, they get the captain's picks and stuff like that. So, and then seeing it at the end that Rom loses the singles match the last day when he was absolutely dominating that course.
Yeah. Scheffler was Scott. What was his name?
Scotty Scheffler.
Scotty Scheffler was up 4 on the first 4 holes.
Amazing.
Immediately against John Rahm.
You see all red in that entire, like if you look at the 18-hole scorecard, it's just all red. Up 1, up 2, up 3, up 4, up 4 pretty much through the whole first 9.
It's just love for your country. You just come out and you show up. Take out world number 1.
Listen,
I wish there'd be more baseball players that did that.
Yeah.
And he's the one.
Those guys came out and they showed up, and I appreciate them. Go USA. Thank you very much for an amazing golf weekend.
And another thing, too, is Scotty Scheffler's never won a tournament, and he was going against the world number 1.
Yep.
They said I think he was the first player to have never won a tournament of the PGA.
Thank you. I'm sorry. Rook just committed a party foul. We raised the glass to the United States of America. TJ and I took our sip. Rook sat there like,
I was talking.
Chatter. How about drinking
podcast?
Sip to America?
He gets a pass because of the sweater and the hat.
Yeah, I do.
It's bad luck, but all right. So all that being said, in the words of Russ Tyler's brother, go USA. Moving forward, where do you want to go, TJ?
I mean, how do you not talk about this AL race and what the Yankees are doing? And I mean, sweeping Boston. How great did that feel? You know what?
Felt great in the pants. I'll tell you what.
It was amazing to watch. Stanton is just on fire. Judge is on fire. They're firing at all cylinders. They stepped up to the plate. They knew what this series meant. Okay, going in where I think they were a half game up on the wild card race.
They were half game out.
Were they half game out? I thought they were half game.
They're only 1 game up now.
Yeah, they were a half game out. Yeah,
right.
They needed it.
So and then they were 2.5, and then they won. They didn't play Monday, and they lost today, so they're 1 right now.
Right. Listen, they stepped to the plate. They came up big, and nothing makes me happier than going on Twitter and seeing that douche rocket, Jared Carrabis, just getting eviscerated. Fuck Boston. Fuck Carrabis. You get what you get.
So today at the Yankee game, Michael K actually brought up Jared Kraft.
Did he?
He did. He couldn't pronounce his name. He's like, there's a guy that writes for Barstool. His name is Jared. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he said that we live in a world of statistics and sabermetrics and all that stuff. And the Yankees and the Red Sox go on a bit of a tear. And what do they attribute it to? Ugly yellow jerseys and turtles. And I gotta say, I'm glad, because I can't stand any of these metrics. They're all a lie. I'll tell you this right now. You can make math say whatever you want it to say in the game of baseball. There are so many stats math can say. I can sit there and add statistics together and show you why somebody's good. The truth of the matter is it's about who's hot and who's not, and all that sabermetric shit doesn't work. So I was glad Jared Carrabis actually said that. It's true. Bronxy, the fucking turtle, has brought more to the Yankees than sabermetrics ever has.
Bronxy's a hero.
And I would love it if Bronxy can meet Frank. I have a turtle named Frank. If Bronxy can meet Frank, that'd be awesome.
We could have one hell of a bowl of soup.
But yeah, fuck you. Touch my turtle and die.
Well, they lost tonight. Do you kill Bronxy now?
No, it's not Bronxy's fault. They wouldn't let him go through customs. He's not in Toronto.
No, they said they brought him to Toronto. They said.
No, he got turned around by what's it called? They tried, and customs turned them back. Yeah, fucking Canada, just trying to stop the Yankees from winning.
No wonder Cole lost.
Yeah.
Well, speaking about Cole, I mean, potential Cy Young winner, you got to step up in these games, man. You have to. What did he give up? 4 runs in 4 innings?
So David Cohn said he's not throwing his curveball, and he didn't understand why. Do you think it's possible it's because he had that blister, and he's like, it's not healed 100%, or
he doesn't have the feel for it?
The curveball is what caused the blister. I mean, that might be the case. I mean,
you can't take a pitch out of your arsenal.
162 games, and pitchers pitch about 33 of them. You get knocked up, you get nicked up. And I know people think it sounds stupid when you have a hangnail or a blister on your hand. You're not allowed to add foreign substances to the ball, whether voluntary or involuntary. So if your hand starts bleeding and you're bleeding on the ball, the umpire will throw you out of the game. A lot of people don't understand that blood is considered a foreign substance, and they will throw you out of the game for that. B, it's really hard to, like, I don't know like how many people out there have held a Major League Baseball. They are slick as fuck.
Yeah.
And the seams on those baseballs are not high.
They're tightly wound into that ball. They're not raised up at all. Playing
high school and college baseball using those 10 balls from Wilson, those teams are up there. I could throw a hook, I could throw a mean hook, but I've held a Major League Baseball in my hand, and those seams are really low. When you see somebody throw a real good hook, be impressed, ladies and gentlemen, because that shit ain't easy. All right, if it was easy, everybody would do it. Yep. Do you think that do you think that Garrett Cole lost himself the AL Cy Young tonight?
100%. Yes.
Yeah. Off one game. So who's winning it instead of Cole?
Not one game. One game. He just gave up 7 runs to the Indians 2 starts ago.
Who's winning it instead of him?
2 out of the last 3 starts, he's given up more than 3 runs.
Who's winning instead of him?
What's that?
Who's going to win instead of him?
Oh, Robbie Ray, 100%.
Who's he with?
He's with Toronto. He's pitching tomorrow. They're probably gonna beat the Yankees again.
And they're not gonna make the playoffs, but he's gonna win it.
They might make the playoffs.
They are not gonna win. I'm letting you know right now. I'm looking at the standings. Surprise, surprise.
If he shuts down the Yankees, they have a shot at making the playoffs.
I'm letting you know right now. I'm looking at they're now one behind Seattle for a wild card. Seattle's 1 game out of the wild card race.
Also, Nick, you're forgetting about this. It's called the Yankee bias. So even if Garrett Cole was amazing, he still won't get votes because of the Yankees.
I mean,
Baseball Writers America do not. Well, look at Judge. Aaron Judge was Rookie of the Year and should have been MVP that year. They gave it to Altuve. When you look at the year after that, you had Andahar. Andahar was an incredible Rookie of the Year again. He wins, I think, Rookie of the Year for a different award. When it came to Baseball Writers of America, they gave it to I think it was Ohtani. They gave it to Ohtani. And Ohtani was hurt half the year. The same thing with Gary Sanchez. Gary Sanchez, they said Gary Sanchez couldn't win the Rookie of the Year in 2016 because he only played like 60 games, something like that, even though he had an incredible rookie year.
I think he played 55 games, but he hit 20 home runs in 55 games.
Yes, exactly. He couldn't win Rookie of the Year because he didn't play enough. But then Ohtani gets hurt in 2018, doesn't play enough, but they gave him Rookie of the Year. So there's a Yankee bias the media has. So I think after Cole tonight, and because that game against the Indians, he's done. They're not going to vote for him. And okay. I'm not saying he's a terrible pitcher. I think he's had a tremendous year. Could he win the Cy Young? Of course. But the media, the Baseball Writers of America, are not voting.
And he won't get another start for the rest of the year, right? I think what's this?
The next start would be the wild card if the Yankees are.
Yeah, he's not going to. If they clinch a spot before Saturday, he won't start again. Yeah. If the game comes down to Sunday, he'll pitch Sunday. If the season comes down to Sunday, he'll probably pitch Sunday. Jameson Taillon got injured again yesterday. That sucks. But Luis Severino's back, so there's something to be happy about in
Loizaga.
And Loizaga came back, and Andrew Heaney was optioned. He's optioned to fucking Pluto or something. All right, I've never seen a guy give up more home runs and get more opportunities than fucking Andrew Heaney. Put me out there. I can give up just as many home runs as he does. At least I'll be entertaining.
You know who got rid of him, right?
What's that?
Bronxy got rid of him.
Signed to a future contract.
Before we move on from this, though, because we talking about that Fenway sweep. Let's talk about Giancarlo Stanton. That was an incredible 3-game set. And then even last night, he had another. There's 13 RBIs in 4 games with 4 straight games with a home run. He's just hot. And I don't want to hear any more people booing him and saying that he's a horrible signing. He hasn't done anything. His numbers have always been good. He's been injured, but he's always been very productive.
Yeah, I don't think you can poo-poo people booing him because he's very streaky. Even when his numbers are good, when he's low, he's low. He's a strikeout automatic.
When he's low, he's really low.
Yeah,
he is. But
and add in the fact that you're paying him how much money and the guy can't play an inning of defense.
I think the reason people boo him is because, just as always, the Yankees trade for MVPs. They come to the Yankees other than A-Rod, and they never win an MVP. And I think that's the part where you're angry. Is like, somebody comes over, you sign them to a big contract. They were an MVP or an all-star on their previous team. They come to the Yankees, and they're average. Or they're slightly above average. But you were the fucking MVP yesterday. And now you're just an all-star? Okay, great. You were an all-star. Fantastic. You were the MVP for 3 years in a row before you got here. I think that's where the anger.
Yeah, I agree. And I think before we can say you're done with the booing him, I'll tell you this right now. The Yankees better get in the playoffs and they better go deep, or else it'll just be the same old story next year. Because, yeah, I'm not trying to downplay what he just did in this series, and he came up big, and he's been coming up big lately. He has a hot bat, but turn it into something, because you know what? If you don't get into the playoffs, it's 162 games of who gives a shit.
That's, and that's my favorite thing about baseball. It's actually hard to get into the playoffs.
Well, last year during the ALDS, he had an incredible ALDS, and the Yankees wasted. I think he had a home run in 4 of those 5 games.
No. So
again,
I'm not saying he's not playing well. I'm saying is we traded for the All-Star of the NL. We have not gotten the All-Star of the NL.
But if
I'm sorry, this hot, we traded for the MVP of the NL. We have not gotten the MVP of the NL. That's where the anger comes from.
I get that. But let's calm down with the Giancarlo Stanton.
It's not about calm down with the Giancarlo Stanton hate when it's justified, dude.
If he strikes out 8
he'll golden sombrero 4 games in a row.
But you can't have it both ways.
You can, of course.
You absolutely can. Every other MVP and every other team doesn't
how
play
he played
baseball
against
that
Boston
way.
Is how the Yankee fans expect him to play through the year. I'm not saying
that's not possible. No one plays that way.
I'm not like
Mike Trout plays down to baseball.
Let me finish. I'm not telling you he should go 3 for 4 and have 2 home runs, but you shouldn't go 0 for 4 and do it 5 fucking games in a row.
You shouldn't go 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts 3 games in a row.
4 strikeouts and you don't even touch the ball. You can't even get a fucking a little nick on the bat.
Or not even a walk, because they do shit like that. Him and Gallo, they do that all the time.
100%.
I can deal with
Gallo walks more than Stanton.
Listen, I can deal with people hitting a home run, and then every other at bat, they hit a line drive to the left fielder and he's out, and you bat 200 for the year, but you're putting the ball in play. Right. I can deal with that. I can't deal with people waving at balls that aren't strikes. That just it infuriates me. Ted Williams, they asked him one time, like, how do you hit so well? You know what his answer was? I only swing at strikes. These players today don't give a fuck.
Yeah, but they really don't.
The
analytics, you always do analytics for it.
Analytics is fucking bullshit. Because show me the team that thrives on analytics that won the World Series.
But you can't say they don't give a fuck and then also blame analytics.
But analytics says that you shouldn't care about strikeouts. That strikeouts don't matter.
Right.
But that's, you know what I'm saying? But you also say analytics cause more strikeouts because they're looking for a fastball.
They are. Analytics will sit there and tell them what they're looking for, but it also says don't feel bad if you strike out.
I understand.
No big deal.
I wouldn't
bullshit.
People not giving a shit. You know what I mean?
The major issue for me is when you got
he'll hit 40 home runs and he'll be like, you struck out 300 times, but I hit 40 home runs. Who gives a fuck? Any player before 1999 that struck out 300 times, they'd kill themselves. No matter how many home runs they hit.
I agree. And that's the problem, because with Stanton, you do get the all or nothing swing. And
yeah, that's what it is.
It's infuriating to a Yankee fan when you got men on base and you're swinging for the fences and you whiff 3 times and the guy goes 0 for 3 or 0 for 4. I like when it's great, it's great. And the guy's on fire right now and his bat is as hot as it's ever been. And what he did against Boston was amazing. I'm not trying to say that it's not, but when you have men in scoring position and the guy's trying to hit a 550-foot home run, when all you need him to do is put the fucking ball in play and get a run across on a sac fly at the warning track, he can't do it. And I think that's where the hate comes from, and that's where the anger comes from, because that guy with the size of that man, okay, he could just slowly get that bat into the strike zone, and that ball's going to go close to the warning track for a sac fly.
I'll say this right now. I think the reason he's doing so well right now is A, he's going the other way a lot more often, and B, he's trying to hit line drives and up the middle.
Yeah, he said that. He said that he changed his approach, not try to crush the ball every time, just try to make contact, and that's what's been happening. He's had a hot September too, not just the one series. So.
Again, I'm not hate on the guy. I can understand where certain people would hate on him because we traded for the NL MVP. We have yet to see an MVP performance from him. That's all.
But I would say if you talk about someone who has handled New York better than other people, where you have Javi Baez and Lindor booing the fans because they're booing him, where this guy's getting booed, he's like, yeah.
Well, the Yankees don't tolerate that type of shit. The Mets are the Mets. They're
but he also said there's a media. Like, it was an interview like back in 2018 when he first came over. He was getting booed, and he was like, "Yeah, I deserved that. I was pretty bad." Like
again, the Mets.
That's the difference. That's the difference between being a scrub that's coming to the minor league New York baseball team that still plays in the MLB and being a professional and understanding I'm here to do a job. If I don't do the job, you should boo me.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
But moving on from Yankee land,
I'm not asking him to sit on my face.
Put
the ball in play.
In other baseball news, the Seattle Mariners surprisingly are in a playoff race.
With their first playoff appearance in 2001.
I think they have the longest streak out of the playoffs in Major League Baseball right now, I think. Them or the Orioles, one of the two.
No, the Orioles were in 2012. So
it gotta be the Mariners. Haven't been in the playoffs since I want to say since A-Rod left, or like the year after A-Rod.
Yeah, well, 2001 was. So yeah, probably the year before. It was A-Rod's last year there. Yeah.
So good for them. In other wild card news, or not wild card, but baseball news,
playoff news.
The Milwaukee Brewers clinched a playoff spot. Congratulations to Crash and Ace. Your team's in the playoffs. I'm rooting for them. We are all of us here at the podcast are rooting for the Brew Crew.
Especially me. My bold prediction was the Brew Crew to win the World Series.
Yes, it was. Fuck Robin Yount. And TJ gets
hurts my chances though.
TJ gets that reference of fuck Robin Yount. We'll talk about that some other day. But in the celebration of clinching a playoff berth, one of the pitchers from the Brewers, which ironically enough, the Brewers are called the Brewers. They make beer, right? Devin Williams, apparently, how do I say this? He enjoyed himself with the champagne a little too much, if you know what I'm saying. And in a fit of joy, punched a wall.
No, actually, opposite. He admitted that he got something angered him. He didn't say what it was. He said something made him really mad. He was under the influence of alcohol.
You're trying to cut him off. Listen, I've been there. Nobody likes getting cut off, especially when you're having a good time.
He got cut off, yeah. They're like, no more drinking, Devin. Come on, man. We gotta win a game tomorrow. What? Punches the wall.
Oh,
breaks his hand. Done for the year. What an idiot.
That's just,
stupid.
We're Yankee fans. We dealt with this, right? Denny Nagel punched a door. I think it was Denny Nagel. No, I'm sorry. It was who's the guy that came over from the Dodgers?
It was what's his name? Was it Kevin something?
Kevin Brown.
Kevin Brown, yep.
Kevin Brown punched a door in a fit of joy and broke his hand in a playoff race. Those were pretty dark days.
And we're also Knicks fans, so we also dealt with this with Amari Stoudemire when he punched the fire extinguisher.
The fire extinguisher case.
Yeah,
I've done that. I did that when I was 9. We were playing. It was summer camp. We were doing Color War. You guys ever did that?
No.
Color War is like they separate the kids and everybody wears a different color, and you're on like the blue team versus the red team versus the white team. And we were doing a race, and I felt like I could have been faster. Like we were still ahead when I finished, but I still felt like I had a little extra, and I punched the fire extinguisher case and I put a dent in it. I felt like a badass
at
9 years old. I'm glad Amari Stoudemire, as a grown man, felt the same emotions that I felt at 9.
Was that like a neo-Nazi camp, like a color war? Jesus Christ!
I went to Catholic.
TJ, everyone does.
What's wrong with you?
Apparently, it's okay. You just have a color war.
Yeah, red versus white versus blue because we're fucking patriots. I don't know about you.
Yeah, but what is that training you to do back in the day?
Anthony's wearing the colors. What are you wearing?
Don't run.
Shenanigans.
Fun guy.
TJ just held up his shirt, says USA. If you didn't. All right. Well, I think I'm not a smoker. You guys know I'm not a smoker. To quote Barney Stinson, I only smoke during certain times of year. Pregnancy scares, when I'm with Germans, every year when the Mets are mathematically eliminated from the playoffs. So
it's a great day. It's always a great day.
Pre-coital and post-coital. I'll let you know right now, I smoked a few cigars when the Mets were eliminated from the playoffs.
Well deserved.
So I think we're done.
Shit talking.
Okay. It's so funny.
Like, honestly, I don't hate on the Mets. My father took me to several Met games when I was a kid. Okay. And we're diehard Yankee fans. My grandmother, rest in peace, was a diehard Met fan. Always had love for the Mets. I've been to Shea Stadium a shit ton of times, but I don't understand how a fan base can talk so much shit when most of their fan base wasn't alive the last time they won a World Series. How do you talk that much shit?
They're bold. They're very bold.
The cockiness, usually you have to be good at something to be cocky.
They're very bold in July.
It's incredible. It's incredible. The shit talking and the nonsense and listening to, if you listen to WFAN, these Met fans call up, oh, this is our city. Like, no, it's not. It's fucking not. Okay? The Aviators have more of a claim in Brooklyn playing minor league hockey than the fucking Mets do to being their city.
Shout out to the Brooklyn Aviators.
Absolutely.
If you're a Mets fan, you might want to mute this for a second. Here's a stat for you Met fans. The Mets are the first team to hold first place for 103 days and then not make the playoffs. So that's the most time spent in first place to not make the playoffs in Major League Baseball.
And how much of that time was spent at 500 or barely above 500 baseball?
It was like barely 500 baseball.
Yeah. So it's a shit division, and you just sucked so bad that you couldn't hold on to your 3 games above 500 fucking run.
But they made history, though. They made history, TJ.
Embarrassing.
You realize the Mets have the history of the Mets is they don't make the playoffs more than twice in a decade. And when I say a decade, I mean the 90s, the 80s, the 70s, the 60s. I don't mean a 10-year span. I mean a decade in its entirety. Yeah, so from the 0 to the 9.
Right.
They never make the playoffs more than twice within that span, because some Met fan will be like, we made it in 97, 99, and 2000. 2000's a new decade. 99 and the 90s, 2000 being a new decade. Look it up. They never made the playoffs more than twice.
Nick, we're Jet fans, so we're always kind of tied into, if you're a Jet fan, you're usually a Met fan.
I don't feel like that's true at all.
Because all that crap.
Right now,
that
American League, American Conference. And I'll also say this. The New York Football Giants are referred to as the New York Football Giants because they are named after the New York Baseball Giants, where they once played. Once upon a time, if you were a football team that played in a baseball team stadium, you used the same name in the hopes that somebody would get confused and get tickets for your game, thinking they were going to go see a baseball game, and it was a football game. If you're a Yankee fan, then you should hate the New York Giants because the New York Baseball Giants treated the Yankees so shitty and were bitter rivals from the 20s all the way until they left in like 1947. Right. So it would be like if tomorrow they named a team the Brooklyn Red Sox and you were like, yeah, it's fucking Yankees and Red Sox. No, the fuck it's not. Like, you can't be it doesn't work that way.
Right.
Well, I'll tell you why the Yankees and Giants go hand in hand.
Front running. It's front running. It's front running. Look at me right now when I say it. It's front running. It's front running. It's front running. No, every Giants fan in the world thinks the Giants are the Yankees of fucking football. They're not. They're not.
I don't think that, but I would think it's more they're historically have been around longer than both of the others.
Yeah, but I think Mets and Giant fans are like the perfect pair because they talk so much fucking shit and they got nothing to back it up. like seriously, let's call it what it is. Fucking Giants won 2 Super Bowls with Eli Manning. One of those was because David Tyree made a fucking ungodly catch that he shouldn't have made. End of story.
It counts.
Shouldn't have happened. It does count. It does count. But
I hate when people say the Giants won a Super Bowl with Eli Manning. They won despite Eli Manning.
Dude, I've never seen a football team at the start of the season wanting their quarterback to get benched to then elite Eli. You motherfuckers 4 weeks before were saying bench this piece of shit.
He
doesn't know what the fuck he's doing.
They all of a sudden ran out of Eli Manning jerseys after the day after the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
nobody had one that day.
Hey, you know,
and that's the typical Met fan. The typical Met fan has a shit ton to say, and then it comes time to for playoffs, and the only thing they can do is be bitter pieces of shit and root against the Yankees.
As Eli would do to you guys. This is for you Eli haters.
Eli doesn't know that's what he fucking picks.
I'm surprised that guy has muscle strength in his fucking forearms to lift those 2 fingers from all the side.
You guys sound bad. You guys all right?
I hate Eli Manning.
Dude, it's just I'm sick of Giant fans. I'm sick of Giant fans pretending like they fucking Eli was the greatest thing since sliced bread. If Eli Manning didn't win 2 Super Bowls, would he be even in the conversation for going to the Hall of Fame?
No, stop. If the Giants didn't win 2 Super Bowls while he was the quarterback, okay, they won despite him, not because of him.
Wait, can I just say something? That's funny because you Jet fans, you guys always talk about how us Giant fans are so mad, but you guys always talk about our franchise. You guys
I talk shit about the Jets more.
I hate about Giants. I hate Giants fans.
Jet fans shit on the Jets before they touch anybody else. And we can admit our shortcomings. You motherfuckers, oh my God, Eli sucks. I'm sick of this guy. Get rid of Coughlin. Oh my God, they won the Super Bowl. They're the greatest thing since sliced bread.
You guys say that every year about your coach, your quarterback. You guys really want to get rid of Wilson.
No, we don't. Every year they have a good game and we go, they'll blow it next week. Dude. We are fucking, what's the guy from Major League 2? His brother, Dennis Quaid's brother.
Randy Quaid.
Randy fucking Quaid. That's us. They'll blow it in the playoffs. That's us. Every fucking game the Jets play, I sit there and I go, so when's the bottom going to fall out? When am I turning this fucker off?
No,
I made it about 4 minutes into last game before I was like, you know what? This just doesn't make me happy. And I turned it off. That was it.
End of story. End of story. Under Rex Ryan, okay, when the Jets beat the fucking Pats to move on to the AFC.
That was my Super Bowl in my life.
You guys sound real bitter.
Nobody was sitting there like, yeah, we knew we were going to win. We were like, oh my God, did we die? What happened? What the fuck happened?
Is this heaven? It's Iowa.
Seriously. Jet fans don't talk shit. Okay, the only, and you can't say about the coaches and shit because the only beloved coach for the Jets in the past 20 years was fucking Rex Ryan.
I fucking still love Rex Ryan to this day.
Still, to this day.
Rex, if you're out there, I want you to know I fucking love you, dog.
Yeah, and we're fine. If you're into your wife's feet and all that weird shit, we're cool with it. Who gives a fuck?
Listen,
Give us
listen,
another AFC
so
game.
you want to
Suck
see the
my
change
teeth.
that I just dropped?
So good.
Quarter, right? Says extra life.
Ooh.
But all right, so I think we're ready to move into the NFL. Let's talk about the NFL Week 4, guys. What matchups are you looking forward to this week?
Not the Jets.
Giants, Saints. No, God. Bucks, Patriots. That's what I'm looking forward to.
That's a big game. Good
Huge
call.
game.
Good call.
Midnight.
How about you, T? What are you looking forward to?
Ooh. I honestly, I'm looking to see what the Raiders do because I've been running that Raiders train. I've been betting on the Raiders a lot, and I want to see what they do this week. I think this is a
Son
real
of a
test.
bitch, you stole my game. I was going to say the Raiders.
I'm sorry. I'll shut up now.
Fuck. I'm
guys
looking
love the
forward to the
Raiders.
Raiders-Chargers game. Former Los Angeles against current Los Angeles. It's a big game. Yes, that's
Huge
right.
game.
The Las Vegas Raiders formerly played in Los Angeles. For all you young Gen Z guys out there, the Oakland Raiders were previously the Los Angeles Raiders, and then previously before that, they were the Oakland Raiders.
Yeah.
But
and
yes.
the LA Chargers were once in San Diego.
It's pronounced San Diego, and it means a whale's vagina.
True.
Yeah, so Denzel Mims had another great week of practice, and he'll be a healthy scratch for Sunday, I'm sure. Marcus May apparently is faking an injury, so he won't have to play because he's in the middle of a contract dispute, as confirmed by his shithead fucking
Agent.
um.
His agent even said he'll be back before the trade deadline.
Yes, he did. He's a douchebag, and nobody should ever sign with him if they ever want a decent contract.
Okay.
I think Kyler Murray will still have another hot week. He's on fire.
Oh, that's a good game too. The Cardinals.
Don't hurt yourself.
Was it Cardinals Niners? No, Seahawks Niners.
Seahawks Niners. That'll be a good game. Always a good
That'll
rivalry.
be a good one. Oh, it's always good when the NL West plays each other. They're always very competitive defensive games. Wait, the Cardinals game is who? Cardinals versus LA Rams. That's gonna be a good one.
That
too.
should be a good game as well. And I think the Bears
Tyler-
Lions will be a good game, not because there's good football going on, but because it's a rivalry. And we need to embrace these rivalries. They're fun. When I could tell your city to go fuck themselves collectively, that's why we watch sports, ladies and gentlemen, so that I could tell you that New York is better than fucking Boston. That's the only reason I watch sports, because fuck Boston.
It's true.
I will watch any New York sports team beat Boston. When the fucking Giants played the fucking Pats, I was like, let's go fucking Giants because fuck Boston. And I know what you're going to say. They're the New England fucking Patriots. No, the fuck they're not. They're the fucking Boston Patriots.
Boston.
Fucking Boston.
I don't need sports to hate on Philly. Fuck Philly.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Fuck Philly.
You know what else is a good game too? Panthers Cowboys, because Panthers are trying to bounce back without CMC, who might be done.
See, my big question for this week and with the Bills Texans game is at what point do they fucking let Deshaun Watson on the field?
That's a great fucking question,
That's
T.
a
What's
question.
the over-under on that?
47.
You know what? In this political climate, I think it's more what's going on off the field. Obviously, that's keeping him off the field. And maybe 10 years ago, I think they say, we don't give a fuck. He's going out there. And we got to win a game. We're here to make money.
Actually,
Now-
Ray Lewis killed a guy.
Yeah.
He won a Super Bowl that same year.
Yeah.
Like
That was a good – actually, he beat the Giants in that Super Bowl.
They did. They destroyed the Giants, not just beat
Back
them.
when Jason
Overall.
Sehorn still played back when Jason Sehorn was the last white cornerback in the NFL.
Someone plays now. It's a cornerback. That's why I forgot his
Stop
name.
line. That's not –
I'll look it up.
you got to have a little Haitian in him or something.
Go ahead, TJ. You talk about the.
I'm just saying, it's amazing. And if you follow that Deshaun Watson case at all, it's if it's in the public eye, you're guilty until you prove you're innocent. And right now, with anything going on, there's nothing holding him back from playing other than what's going on
Perception.
off the field.
Perception.
Right. It's just a perception of the
Well,
person.
I think if we've learned anything from sports, it's that winning heals all wounds. So he'll get booed for playing by a small minority of people. If they win the fucking game, the vast majority of people don't give a shit. It's the same thing with Michael Vick when he got out of jail. It's the same thing with Plaxico Burress when he got out of jail. If you win,
listen,
nobody
those
gives a
are
shit.
along different lines, but how quick were fucking Steelers fans right up Ben Roethlisberger's ass after he fucking got a second rape charge?
Third, too.
Yeah. Oh, no.
They were still going to Super Bowls at the time.
She asked for it.
The video evidence went missing.
He's not a big enough man to overpower somebody and force himself on them.
I'm pretty sure he overpowered me and forced himself on me once. I've been through Pittsburgh.
Talking about the Washington football team, I'm actually pretty damn impressed with Washington and how they're playing, and what a big loss that is not having Ryan Fitzpatrick back there.
Yeah, good call, T. Good call.
Because they 100% with how they're playing. and their approach to the game, if they had him back there, say what you want about Ryan Fitzpatrick. Listen, he's moved around. He's played on what, 6, 7 different teams at this point.
About half the league at this point.
Yeah.
Him and Josh McCown are fighting.
He is the most. But regardless, if you look at his season, he is easily in the 45 to 50 percentile of quarterbacks that he's starting quarterbacks in the league. He's always a middle of the pack. Doesn't matter where he is. Starts out as a backup, comes in. He's a competent quarterback.
A good game manager.
Football, and he has an incredible arm. For given how long he's been in the league, he has an incredible arm. I think this Washington football team could be so much better than they are right now, and they're pretty damn good. If he has a good beard. I think more importantly, he has a great beard. He's got a great beard, all right?
And he wants a don't forget.
The Tampa and Bucks game, we put our picks out already. I'm looking forward to the matchup between the Bill Belichick defense and Tom Brady offense. We're going to see something. I think we're going to see something pretty special. And,
I think the Pats get rolled.
Yeah,
I do.
So I don't. I think that Bill breaks out some of the tricks. The ball's deflated. No. He fucking soaks down the field so that like the rubber underneath the turf.
I think Tom Brady is
puts a fucking trap door under center. I don't know what Bill's gonna do.
I think Tom Brady has already proved in the argument of coach versus QB that the magic was in the QB's arm.
I don't know. That team that he's on in Tampa Bay is pretty fucking stacked.
I'm not saying it's not stacked, but right now the Pats are just stagnant.
I mean, they're kind of
and I don't think Mac Jones is anything to write home about. I'm not saying he's
honestly. I'll be honest with you.
Well, that's
Tom Brady.
Trying to
overall,
say,
his ability is not fucking anything to write home about either. It was the teams that surround him. He takes advantage of the weapons that he has in front of him because there is no statistic about him as like attributes that's fucking incredible. He doesn't have an amazing arm. He doesn't have an amazing physique. He's not super athletic. He just does everything really, really well, like above average. And everybody
does everything above average, dude.
Except run.
That guy. When's the last time you seen him get stopped on QB sneak?
Son of a
Rook,
bitch.
you gonna talk? I'm just gonna keep interrupting you.
Shut up.
I think we're just gonna keep going so Rook can't say his piece.
Shut up, both of you. Just shut up.
Go ahead, Rook.
No, this game's gonna be.
T, what do you think about this fucking?
Okay, I'm quitting.
I should just fucking mute him so he can't go. Go ahead.
You guys broke me. I'm quitting.
Shit! And he's lagging out right now. I don't see him or hear him.
Another frozen moment for the Rook.
You son of a.
Go ahead, Rook. I forgot what I was gonna say.
No, that Bucks game against the Pats is going to come down to the defensive scheme against Mac Jones, and I think it's going to be too much of the rookie. I think the Bucks defense is just so much superior right now against that Pats offense, and I don't think they're gonna. I really don't think the Pats gonna have that much of a shot. I think that's why I picked the Bucks to cover this one. But also the Bucks just signed Richard Sherman. I don't know if that's a positive.
I think it is positive.
You think so?
I do. I think honestly, he is a gamer. With all the bravado and all the nonsense, he's a gamer.
And not better than Revis.
He's definitely going to – no, he's not better than Revis, but he's still going to amp up that defense 100%.
That's true. He's a good locker room guy.
Definitely.
Unless he's at your house with a fucking like trespassing on your property.
Oh, shit. Yeah, that was actually –
that could be a problem.
I forgot about that.
Was that on the Ring doorbell, right? They called him.
Yeah. He was like going after his girlfriend's father and shit. Oh, man, that was a bad look.
Bad look for the Stanford grad. All that being said, I think we've beat the NFL the week 4 to death.
With that, honestly, looking at the alternate spreads and stuff like that, I would probably take the Bucks to win by more than 10. If there was a bump it up for an extra $30-$40, I would take the Bucks minus 9.5.
Congratulations. Wow. You both played yourselves because I'm going to win that one. Thank you. Moving on to hockey, preseason hockey. Preseason hockey is better than no hockey. I think everybody can agree about that.
We're all
this segment brought to you by your local Tim Hortons.
Preseason.
What? What?
I'm sorry. Trying to talk about the NBA.
We couldn't hear you.
I said we're all.
No, you just muted yourself. Congratulations. You played yourself. Bloop. You just got muted. So preseason hockey is better than no hockey, and the Rangers are back now. So T, how do you feel about preseason hockey, and what do you think about wins versus losses, and how they contribute to the overall performance of your team?
I really don't put too much onus on preseason hockey as far as wins and losses. I don't think it means shit. What I do think it means is figuring out your lines, seeing who gels together, and just getting everybody. It's doing exactly what it should be doing. The wins, losses doesn't mean shit. They shouldn't even keep score. It's about getting yourself ready for the season, getting everybody together, playing together again, getting ready for the start of the season. And I think more than anything else, it's the biggest factor with preseason is making sure the coach is on his game and picking up the little cues and seeing who's going to play well together, who's not, where your lines are going to be at. I think it's more a strategic strength and flaw versus wins, losses, points. It really doesn't matter. The guys know it doesn't matter. Everybody's trying not to fucking get hurt. So I think at this point with preseason hockey, it's more or less figuring out your team and getting solid lines put together and going from there. Because we know, listen, they change game to game. You see how a team gels as you're in the thick of it. But I don't put too much weight in the wins, losses, points, anything like that. I just want to see them out there gelling as a team, making the passes, making the plays, getting ready to get into it. Because once that season starts, it doesn't matter if it's game 1 or game 81. Nobody's worrying about getting hurt. Everybody's worrying about getting the win.
So what do you guys think about the bread and butter line?
I like it.
Right?
I like it.
He had a sick pass yesterday.
Yeah.
So did you get the quote on that? So it was a no look between the legs, backhanded pass on that.
Yeah.
They asked Panarin, did you see him there before you passed it there? And he goes, no, but I don't just, so you just passed it blindly? And he goes, no, I never passed blindly. I always know who and where I'm passing. And they go, did you hear him call for it? And he goes, I'm partially deaf. So they're getting to that mode where he just knows that he's there.
Right.
And I think that's the best thing for it, right? I mean,
well, that's Wayne Gretzky hockey. You don't go to where the puck is, you go to where the puck's going to be. And again, you're figuring out your lines, you're figuring out where that guy's going to be, and you're just putting it to where you think he should be on this play. And you hope that he's going to get there. He's not going to get tripped up coming across the blue line. He doesn't have a body on him. He's going to get his stick in the right position to make a play.
I will say I'm excited for the Rangers hockey.
I just can't wait till Ryan Reeves punches somebody in the face.
What did we see the other day, though? I mean, I don't know about you, T. I'm pretty sure you loved it as much as I loved it. Ryan Reeves showing Vitaly Kravtsov how to fight.
Yeah.
Love it.
I fucking love it.
I went from 6 to
I
midnight.
love it. I love it like Vince McMahon when he's in the thing and he's like, and he's coming. Yeah, that was me watching Reeves grab Kravtsov and going, listen, young buck, this is how you survive a fight. You grab him underneath here, right? And you get your arm in this angle, and then he can't hit you, but you can fucking level him.
And the best part of it is he's just standing there like businesslike. Like he's showing him how to do a math problem. Like he's sitting there like, oh, no, this is how you figure out the taxes on this state. He's just like, you grab him here, and then you see him. He tells him, all right, now throw. You can't. It's just most people don't really. If you're not a hockey fan or you've never played hockey and you don't know what a hockey fight entails, it's strategy. It's getting a hold of somebody. Because you might not be stronger or as big as the person you're fighting, but if you know how to hockey fight, if you know how to grab somebody's jersey and hold their arms down, they don't have a fucking prayer. They don't have a prayer.
Like fighting MMA.
And if you ever seen a hockey player, most hockey players are tiny up top, big on the bottom. It's all legs and pulling down weight and getting the right center of gravity.
Title of your sex tape.
Is that the title?
Big on top, tiny on the bottom.
I thought it was Big Disappointment in China.
But I think the three of us are looking forward to some New York Rangers hockey kicking off soon.
Oh yeah,
we should do a live with Joe and talk a little hockey. Hockey's coming up. Maybe watch a preseason game.
We should get together and do it instead of doing.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's set it up.
I think we can do it. I think maybe a little technologically it'll be a little difficult, but I think we can do it.
We'll figure it out. We'll do it. We'll figure it. We're smarter than the average bear.
Fucking wicked smart.
I also I'm really looking forward to the NBA. I know you guys keep asking me.
Oh God, mute him again.
Well, let's talk about the Knicks coming up.
I don't really
the Jets are so fucking depressing. I am willing to watch Knicks basketball. I'm ready to be hurt again.
You got Kemba Walker. That's
the Bronx native.
Yeah. Yeah, Kemba, the Bronx native coming in. Derrick Rose accepting his position as a backup. He said it, I think yesterday, they interviewed him. They were like, I'm ready to back him up.
I think Derrick Rose is going to be the Brett Gardner of the New York Knicks.
How dare you? There's no way.
And not in the sense that I hate him. I think in a sense where Kemba Walker gets injured and he ends up being the starter for the whole fucking year.
I wouldn't mind that. He had a good year.
I don't mind it. Listen, fucking Derrick Rose is a former MVP. You think I give a fuck if he's a fucking starter for the New York Knicks?
No.
It's not like, I don't mean he's Brett Gardner in the fact that he's a fucking bum that looks like a fucking thumb or a toe or a fucking circumcised penis walking around fucking erect and shit, but not that tall.
Looking like something Jeff Bezos
that he was not intended. Say that again.
Looking like something that Jeff Bezos would ride in space.
I meant it in the sense that he's not intended to be the starter and ends up being the starter.
Okay, I gotcha. And talk about the Lakers. Melo.
Oh God, enough with the Lakers and Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony's time was past 5 years ago. Okay, fuck Carmelo Anthony.
Carmelo Anthony doesn't deserve to win because
Carmelo Anthony doesn't. He literally poisons every fucking team he's on. Okay, it's all about Carmelo Anthony, and now he's on a team that's all about themselves anyway. Every fucking player on that starting five is all about me. So fuck them. Fuck the Lakers. Fuck LeBron. I hope they don't win a game.
Here's the thing with the Lakers, which makes me laugh, is that it's Westbrook, Rondo, Dwight Howard, LeBron James, Carmelo Anthony, Anthony Davis.
That team is amazing 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. I was Nick, you took the words out of my mouth. That team is incredible. A couple of years ago, 5, maybe 6. I don't see it now. I don't think they have enough to get to the championship again. I think the West is still, you obviously have the Bucks there. Well, they're in the East, but people who are in the way of the Lakers winning a championship, the Bucks, you have the Nets.
I will fucking root for fucking Giannis and the Bucks every fucking day against the fucking Lakers or the fucking. I don't really hate the Warriors, but
I feel bad for Russell Westbrook.
Yeah,
I really do. I really do. It's going to be LeBron's team. He's always going to be overshadowed by LeBron and whatever fucking piss fit that LeBron's going to throw. And it's just, I hope they don't win a fucking game. I'm sick of LeBron. I'm sick of the Lakers trying to buy their way into doing something special. You have the best player in the league on your fucking team, and you can't do dick with him.
The best is going to be when Westbrook just chucks a 3 when it's like game time, like game winning type of thing. And LeBron just could be pissed off, screaming at him again.
Yeah. That's going to happen. And honestly, I think Russell Westbrook is the best player on that fucking team.
I think so too. I agree.
I felt that like in this area over here.
But that's going to be the downfall is the fact that LeBron won't be able to take. It's not about LeBron. It's not the LeBron show. And if fucking Russell Westbrook is getting more touches on that basketball, and if he's going to be the guy to get the ball out to on a tie game with 3 seconds left, it's going to be a fucking problem.
So here's the real question for you guys. Do you think that LeBron James is now cursed because of the deal that he made with the devil to regain his hairline?
That's not a deal with the devil. It was just CGI in Space Jam 2.
No, I'm just saying, like for instance, the Jets are cursed because Joe Namath made a deal with the devil. And until the devil collects that soul, the Jets will never win a fucking thing.
So you think Joe Namath dies, the Jets win a Super Bowl?
I absolutely fucking think if Joe Namath died tomorrow, I don't want to see it happen. I'm not saying, listen, I don't want to, no, I'm not, we're not walking down that road. I don't want to see it happen, but I'm not going to sit here and deny that if Joe Namath died tomorrow, the Jets' chances of making the playoffs would exponentially increase. I don't want Joe Namath to die. Listen, let's clarify. I do not want Joe Namath to die. I want him to live forever. But I'm also of the mind that the Jets might make the playoffs if he dies.
Given that situation, I'd keep Joe Namath on this planet and let the Jets lose, and I'll just be a miserable Jet fan because Joe Namath's a treasure.
I love treasure. Did you ever see fucking Joe Namath's fucking jacket that he has with the custom Jets interior? How fucking swag is that? That old man. Let me tell you something.
Where's yours, Nick?
Man, if I had the fucking moolah to get a custom-made fucking Jets jacket with a silk liner with the fucking with a Jets logo in it, I'd have that. If I had the moolah, I would have a fucking Yankees jersey made into a tuxedo, and I'd get married in that shit, all right? With a fucking white pinstripe thing with 28 on the fucking back and an NY on my fucking pocket with a blue fucking handkerchief, all right? With a top hat, with a blue top hat with a white fucking NY on it and a fucking cane that looked like a baseball bat, like a fucking pimp.
End the story. We all know Susie should have just fucking kissed Joe when he was drunk on.
Shut up. It would have made everything less awkward.
I would have kissed him.
I would have fucking kissed him right on the mouth. Right on the fucking mouth. Wouldn't be the first time I kissed an old man.
All right, well, we're getting towards the end of this podcast here, and we got one more topic to talk about, which is the naming of the new Staten Island Yankees. Well, sorry, not Staten Yankees anymore.
The Atlantic League team, the new Staten Island Atlantic
League team. The Stallion. They used to be the Pizza.
So
Rats,
I'm hoping this team ends up like the Savannah Bananas and does a little.
That'd be fun. That'd be awesome. I'd go watch it.
So will they do $2 beer night?
Oh, they should.
I don't think you could do it in that neighborhood.
You can't.
They have all the fucking hobos coming out of the ferry to get free fucking $2 beers.
But you know what? Then I'd show up, because if I could proposition a few hobos to crank down a few $2 beers and then run on the field and cause hell, I'm in. I'm fucking in. Give the people what they want to see.
I think that's our first nickname, Staten Island Hobos. I think that's got a nice.
Yeah. So the point of this topic was that the Staten Island new minor league baseball team's looking for a new name.
Well, let's be fair. They're not a minor league baseball team. They are an independent.
I'm sorry, independent league. Sorry, I misnomered it. But they're basically looking for a new name for it, and they have a couple choices. We don't like them.
What were the choices again, Rook?
I don't remember. It was like the Renegades is one of them, I think. No, not the Renegades, because the Renegades is the Hudson Valley Renegades.
Right.
One of them was okay. So they had 2,000 names submitted, and they narrowed it down to about 7 different names. So they have the Harbor Heroes, the Responder, the Dragon Slayers, the Watchdog, the Ferry Hawks, Green Belters, and the Frontliners.
Those are all fucking trash.
All horrible.
I could give you like 3 names right now that are immediately better. If they would have called them the Staten Island Killer Bees, Wu-Tang reference, that would have been better, because the people in that neighborhood definitely would have appreciated it, considering the Rizzo went to Curtis High School, which is literally, 2.5 blocks up the road?
Barely.
Right? I mean, I played baseball at Staten Island Yankee Stadium when I was in high school, and I played at Curtis. So you could call them the Staten Island fucking hobos. I'm all right with that. The Staten Island Expressway Men. I'm okay with that too. I'll say Ferry Hawks doesn't sound awful.
I've never seen a hawk at the ferry.
That was my. I seen homeless people at the ferry, and they
Staten Island Junkies.
No, wait. What's the there's an Instagram.
Opioids.
Staten Island opioids.
What's the Instagram? It's like Staten Island Ferry Freaks or something like that.
That's
the freaks of Staten Island Ferry or something like that.
Yeah.
There's like a page where like all the people that work the ferry take videos and post it to the Instagram, and it's all like hobos having sex and drunks on the fucking ferry and drunk bitches fucking falling down with no panties on and shit.
The Staten Island Walk of Shame.
That'll work.
The Staten Island Mafia. Or fucking, I don't know. Even Pizza Rats is better than Harbor Heroes.
Staten Island Trump supporter.
the Staten Island Cheetos. Dragon Slayers. Where the fuck did that come
I have no idea.
That's Game of Thrones, and I think it's stupid.
It's fucking awful.
I mean, Staten Island.
Do you know why?
Because Staten Island is
the inspiration
King's Landing
for King's Landing
for Game of Thrones. Yeah, I mean, okay, but that was created by somebody from Jersey. So
I would say, you know what I would have went with, which is probably random, but the Staten Island Stapletons, only because the old professional football team was there.
Yeah, that's true. The Staten Island Bobby Thompson.
I would like the groundhog. Give like the groundhog some like cool Macho Man glasses with like a spiky haircut.
There's no groundhogs in Staten Island other than at the zoo.
Well, they're known for.
That's not true. I've seen a groundhog in Staten Island.
On
the South Shore. When we used to play at fucking South Shore.
Dude, there's a big difference between groundhogs and those weird fucking what do they call them? They look like beavers. They're not groundhogs. They look like beavers, but they don't have the tail. Muskrats.
Nah, it's like a prairie dog or something like that.
It's not.
TJ,
you're a muskrat.
Staten Island's known for 3 things.
That sounds fucking great.
Staten Island's known for 3 things: Groundhog Chuck, the Dump, and opioid use.
Groundhog Chuck.
Yeah, Staten Island Chuck.
You mean Staten Island Chuck?
Yeah, the Groundhog Chuck. Whatever.
Yeah, and fucking Bill de Blasio killed him.
That's a fact.
Unbelievable scumbag.
And I also said Staten Island. The Staten Island Skylines wouldn't be a bad name, because the stadium literally faces the New York City skyline.
It makes sense.
That's what you're looking at when you're looking from home plate outward. There's the fucking Freedom Tower right there. Fucking everything right there.
They should just be the TSIJs.
Staten Island's typical
Staten Island jerk offs.
All those people are moving to Jersey. Haven't you got the memo?
Yeah, I wonder who did that.
But
fucking dude, good for everybody moving. I'm ready for Florida.
But Killer Bees is I think Killer Bees would have worked. I mean, it would have incorporated the neighborhood. It doesn't sound too fucking like just completely stupid. But you got to spell it Killa, like Killa, and maybe with a Z, like Killa Bees. And Wu-Tang in America Saga is fucking taking off right now. It's taking off right now. That show is, I don't know if you guys have watched the show. It's fucking amazing. I love that show. Just because I used to work in those projects.
I'm rewatching Scrubs. That's what I'm up to.
I rewatch Scrubs every night when I go to sleep. I go to sleep knowing Dr. Cox is at my door. Pager 234. All right.
I'm watching Heels right now. Incredible.
They're on fucking break right now. If you people haven't seen fucking Heels,
watch it.
Mad props to fucking Stephen Amell. Oh my God. Fucking 5-star rating on that show. Yeah. See, when you get the opportunity, watch fucking Heels. Heels is great.
Nick, we talked about Titans last week, Nick.
Say again?
We talked about this at the bar last week about Heels and how my father-in-law, who's not really a wrestling fan, he was the one who told me about it. He was like, "It's an incredible show."
Oh, it's amazing.
So amazing.
Good. What's the kid's name? The other guy. His name's like Wolfgang something, or
I don't know his actual name, but Ace.
I'm still trying to figure out if their real names are actually Jack and Ace.
Ace, yeah.
Because I could see somebody doing that. If my last name was something cool like Spade, I would definitely name my kid like Jack and King.
And his son, the father his nickname was King.
Yeah, but he's just Tom Spade.
Yeah, I know, but that's why they're also next. I think
my last name was something cool. My kid would have a fucking name. I think I might change my last name to Awesome and name my kids Really and Friggin'. But I think that brings us to the end of our show. When you get the opportunity, watch Heels on Stars. I think it's on Stars, right?
Stars.
Watch Heels on Stars. Go Yankees. Go Giants. Go Jets. Go Rangers. Go Knicks. And go USA. Always, from all of us here at the Scoreboard Addicts podcast, we thank you for being with us. Please like, share, and subscribe. Adios. Stay rock.